गतिर्भवति
नैष्टिक्यम्।
ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथानिधं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललितां श्रीविशाखानिधांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पदे गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोऽस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरूपश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्द। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नित्यानंद अवधेन्द्र दुर्वसुध प्राणवल्लभ जानव जीवितपति कृष्ण प्रेम प्रद प्रभो पद्मावति सुध श्रीमान सचिनंदन पूर्वजग भावोन्मत्त जगत्रादरक्त गौरकलेवरः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते लोकनाथ स्वामी नामिने। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वत देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे। हरि ओम तत्सत। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thanks again for this joining this very wonderful section of teachings of Lord Chaitanya. We were going through the discussion between Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Raya. The dear devotees, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to give us the fruits, the results of all the essence of everything, all the scriptures, in a very simple term. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we all know that he is none other than the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Srimad Bhagavatam, 12th canto, which is revealed about the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishna Varnam Prisha Krishna Sango Pangarsha Parshadam Yajandye Sankirtana Prayir Ajandihi Sumedasaha. Yajne Sankirtana Prayir Ajandihi Sumedasaha. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna Varnam Trisha Akrishna. Krishna Varnam Trisha Akrishna. He is Krishna, but not in the color of a Krishna, not in the color of black. Sango Pangarsha Parshadam. He appears with his associate Parshadas. Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Acharya, Gadadhar Pandit, Srivasa Pandit, they were all Panchatattva, part of the Supreme. That's where it is mentioned, revealed that in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavadaram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktigam. Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam. So Krishna's Parshadas and Krishna were manifesting for the reason is that to reveal that the supreme, the supermost knowledge that one can attain in order to liberate, in order to go back to Krishna. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to reveal that. So how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is revealing that? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went for a yatra. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in Jagannath Puri. This is after when Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was converted. Once the Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was converted, completely surrendered to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, understood the essence of loving devotional service. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it was the plan that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes for the yatra. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu traveled almost 6 years in South India. 6 years Chaitanya Mahaprabhu traveled. So we know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was traveling to the south and came to the, before that is when he came to the Andhra Pradesh, and there is a beautiful Narasimha temple. Visited there and further went south, came to the Godavari and banks of Godavari in Vijayanagara. And there Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met with Sri Ramananda Raya. Ramananda Raya, that time the governor of Madras province, and when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was taking bath, and after that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sat there on the bank and chanting the holy name. And there is a great personality came to take the bath there on the banks of on the Godavari, river of Godavari. So we know that these are the sacred river. The Gange, Yamune, Jiva, Godavari, Narmade, Sindhu, Kaveri, Jale, Asmin, Sannidhin, Kuru. These are the sacred rivers, 7 rivers. Gange, Yamune, Jiva, Godavari, Narmade, Sindhu. So Godavari is a very sacred river. Those who are intelligent, those who are pure devotees go and take bath in the this very sacred river. So Ramananda also came there on that cut. So seeing this great personality, the Ramananda paid the obeisance to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then Ramananda also addressed himself and who he is. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced Ramananda because of Sarmahu Bhattacharya was, has mentioning about Ramananda to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If you get a chance to meet this personality. So Ramananda said, no, I am just a devotee of Sarva Bhattacharya. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was mentioning that Sarva Bhattacharya has great appreciation for you. So then they embraced, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced Sri Ramananda Rai. Then they sat down and then started to discuss this transcendental topic. So this is another quality of a devotee. When they comes together, they always talk about Krishna, right? That is, they don't have any other business. But on the other hand, non-devotees, whenever they get a little time, they start to talk about this Gramya Kada. Gramya Kada means all these worldly things. What is happening here? What is happening here? Who is victorious? Who is victory? And what is happening here? What is happening in the politics? Who is coming to the power? Who won this match? All these things, but they don't have time for to discuss or hear about the Supreme Lord. This is the greatest unfortunate of those, these people. So then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu requested to Ramananda Rai, please talk about what is the best for a human and humanity, what is the best for the human. So on the basis of the Varnasrama Dharma, then Ramananda Rai started to speak about, yes, if one follows this Varna and Ashram, these 8 regulations. Varna means Chadurvarniyam, that means Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, whichever the Varna you are, you execute that your duty perfectly, and then you can attain perfection. And similarly, Sannyasa, Vanaprastha, right, and Grihastha and Brahmachari. These 4 ashramas, if one follows this one ashrama regularly, regulative, and then one can attain perfection. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to hear more and more. Because of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu understood Sri Ramananda Rai is a great devotee. He can speak, and also this conversation is noted by Govinda. Govinda was the personal assistant of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then this was revealed, and then both of them are actually discussing about the transcendental subject matter. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to deepen more into the and enter into the core of the essence of the transcendental subject matter. What a human, what a person supposed to have, supposed to know, so that he can elevate himself. So that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's great intention was a very human birth is very rare. And this human form of birth is very rare. And this human form of life, that if one is able to understand that the ultimate God, the ultimate objective of the goal of the life, or the existence of the human life, what is the ultimate God? What is the ultimate objectives. If one understands this, his life becomes successful. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's his mission. So we know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is revealed the Sankirtan moment. See, the main reason for Yajna Sankirtana prayer ajandihi sumadyasaha. Yajna Sankirtana prayer, the Sankirtana movement. So in this through this, and also we know that Shishashtagam, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that Param Vijayade Sri Krishna Sankirtana. So similarly, and there's Shashtagam, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is revealing that how one can come to that, the pure devotional services through the Sankirtan, Paramvichede, Sri Krishna Sankirtana. Similarly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to bring out the cream of all, the essence of all the scriptures. What is the ultimate goal of the human? What is the ultimate aim of the human being, and what a person should situate? We know that throughout the Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's the entire pastimes of and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we know that the how Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is converted or transformed. Pragashananda Saraswati is transformed. Thousands of people are transformed just by taking up this process of bhakti. So that was the param. That's what the supreme goal or supreme that the purpose of that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance is to reveal that the ultimate goal of the human life. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to bring that up to the point that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again and again requesting Sri Ramananda Rai to go more deeper and more meaningful, that which can help a human to come to the platform of bhakti. So that's where now we are coming into this chapter. That's chapter 28, relationship with the Supreme. So Sambandha Gyan, right? It's relationship. Always remember that. So unless we have the sambandha, this relationship with the Supreme, everything else is like a samahi eva kevalam. That means we say it's a big zeros of waste of time, right? A big zeros, all useless zeros. So at the end of the day, at the end of our life, everything is become like just like a zero. Is like just a useless. It doesn't help anything in our spiritual progress, spiritual journey. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to reveal this wonderful subject matter. So I would request devotees one by one can read this paragraph. Then we can go a little more and understand that what exactly it is mentioned. Anybody would like to read the first paragraph?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Lord Chaitanya rejected the statement cited by Ramananda Raya from the Vishnu Purana because the Lord wished to reject a class of philosophers known as Mimamsakas.
Yeah.
The followers of Karma Mimamsa philosophy teach that God is subject to one's work. Their conclusion is that if one works nicely, God is bound to give good results. Thus, from the statement of the Vishnu Purana cited by Ramananda Raya, one might conclude that Vishnu, the Supreme Lord, has no independence but is bound to award a certain kind of result to the worker. Such a dependent God becomes subject to the worshipper who accepts the Supreme Lord as both impersonal and personal, as he wishes. Actually, the Karma Mimamsa philosophy stresses the impersonal feature of the Supreme Absolute Truth. Because Lord Chaitanya did not like such impersonalism, he rejected it. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So this is the point Ramananda Rai was revealing. Ramananda Rai was mentioning when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu requested to say more about how humanity can be benefited. So Ramananda Rai mentioned that one should execute his prescribed duty so he can attain perfection. So then this is basically based on Ramananda Rai, based on the Karma Mimamsa philosophy. That means if one execute, like in the Bhagavad Gita, third chapter, which reveals that the Karma Yoga. So Karma Yoga, that is the beginning of that. If one execute his activities and connects that activities to the Supreme, that is called Karma Yoga. This is the beginning of the yoga ladder, or connecting oneself to the Supreme with his activities. So what they are understanding, this Karma Mimamsakas, or there is a Mimamsa or a Karma Mimamsa, that's one of it. The Karma Mimamsa philosophy, I think it came up with the Jaimini. Jaimini brought up this, the Karma Mimamsa philosophy, that The one's param duty or supreme dharma is that work. So based on his work activities, the Lord will shower the mercy, that he will get the results. So whatever the activities he does, if he does work very hard, then he can get the good results and see good benefit as he can enjoy. So this is the karma mimamsa philosophy. That means here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is rejected this by understanding the karma mimamsa philosophy itself is rejected Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because of it's not complete. It is just a little portion of it. So as Krishna also mentioned that, right? Karmanye vadigareste ma bhalesha kadajana ma karma hedur ma da sangasta karmani. So karmanyavadikaraste ma bhaleshu kadachana. So everybody is entitled to work, but they are not supposed to look for the results. So that's Krishna. Krishna is revealing to Arjuna. We are bound to work, but that doesn't mean that we should look for the results for it. But karma mimamsa is in the opposite. So it says that okay, you work so that you get a good result. So you can work as much as you want, so you get the good results. So Ramanandra, when it is mentioned, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rejected it because of it will not give the ultimate goal or ultimate objective of the human form of life, human life. So we know that this is the same discussion when the Nanda Baba and Krishna, when Nanda Baba was about to begin all this, Indra Puja, so that Krishna was seeing all this. Nanda Maharaj was planning to perform very elaborate puja for Indra. His reason was, okay, when we do the puja, then Indra will be pleased, and then when Indra is pleased, we get a lot of rain. And when we get the lot of rain, then we will get flourish. So it is our duty to do this puja. So then, in order to convince Nanda Maharaj, Krishna was also taking up this karma meme. Oh, no, 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 Baba, whatever, no, 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 Baba, that whatever a person do that, they will get the results no matter what. So Krishna was also just bringing up that to convince Nanda Baba that there is no need of worshipping the Indra. So this is quite famous, this karma mimamsa philosophy, and many people think that if somebody asks, okay, what is the one word? If you say what is the essence, what is the essence of Bhagavad Gita, they say do your duty, then Krishna will take care of you. But this is a very low understanding, where it's a very menial understanding. So, but there are more to it. So that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to bring that the cream out of it, that the results, the best results out of it. So that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rejected this karma mimamsa philosophy. Okay, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again mentioned, tell me if you know something beyond this conception of supreme absolute truth, Lord Chaitanya said. So can anybody read the next paragraph?
I can read Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Please.
I understood the purpose of Lord Chaitanya after stating that it is better to give Krishna the result of fruitive activities. He quoted a verse from Bhagavad Gita 9.27, Yat karosi, yat sanyasi, yajuhosi, dadasi, yat pasyasi konteya, tat purusha madaparanam. O son of Kunti, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you sacrifice, whatever you give away, and whatever austerity you undergo to achieve some goal, everything should be dedicated to my service. There is a similar passage in Bhagavad Gita 11.236, which states that one should submit everything. All the results of fruitive activities one performs with the body, speech, mind, senses, intelligence, souls, and modes of nature to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu requested again to Ramananda Rai. So Ramananda Rai now mentioned that, okay, one can execute his, the duty, the work, and then Lord will also give this way that this is basically the Karma Yoga, Karma Mimamsa philosophy. So then hearing this further, can you explain more to it? This what you explained. So then Ramananda Rai mentioned that is, one can execute his work, but he can offer all the results of his activities to the Supreme Lord. So that's where Ramananda Rai quoting this this verse is that yet karoshi yadnasi yas jugosi dadasi yas tapasyasi kaundeya tat kurisha madarpanam. So Krishna is telling this to Arjuna that whatever the activities you perform, whatever the charity you give away, whatever you do, and all that is an offering to me. So this way we can free from the reactions of our activities. This is a very good point. Krishna is also revealing to Arjuna when Arjuna was very much perplexed in the battlefield that what to do. Arjuna thought that when he fights in the battle, that he would incur all the sins so that he will suffer for it. So, but Krishna had to mention that no, Arjuna, this is not the way that activities works. See, if you offer all your results, your activities of all your results to the Supreme, to the Lord, then you will free from that all the reactions of your activities. Otherwise, we bound by this act. That's why if we say, Krishna says that, whatever you eat, that should offer to Krishna first. Then you eat, then you will free from the sin. Otherwise, you are nothing but merely eating the sin. Similarly, what are the activities you perform? So when you do the activities, it may harm many people, many living entities. You go to the groundwork, yard work, we may kill so many, innocent living entities. These are all incur various kinds of sin. But if you're doing that for Krishnas and offering that results for the Krishna, then what will happen? We free from that, the reactions of that activities. So this way we'll be free from all that's called, offering all the results to Krishna. This is better than even just merely doing the work. So this was, Ramananda Rai was mentioning this. So similarly, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again hearing this also rejected that statement saying, if you know something higher, state it. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Supreme Lord himself, and he knows what exactly that is the purpose, what exactly the everybody has to understand. So if Ramananda Rai, such a level of great scholars, say something, that we become very famous, right? But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu doesn't want that to be, okay, stop there, okay, oh, this is it. No, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu go further and understand that what is the best of all the knowledge, right? So then Lord Chaitanya, however, also rejected the second statement, saying, if you know something higher, state it. So who can read the third word? Offering everything to the Supreme. Can somebody read? Please go ahead, the devotees. It's a wonderful opportunity.
Offering everything to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as enjoined by the Bhagavad Gita and the Srimad Bhagavatam, is better than impersonally making the Supreme Lord subject to our work, but is still short of surrendering to the Supreme Lord. A worker's identification with material existence cannot be changed without proper guidance. Such fruitive activity will continue one's material existence. A worker is simply instructed here to offer the results of his work to the Supreme Lord, but there is no information given to enable one to get out of the material entanglement. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya rejected his proposal. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Purush. So this is very clear. Even though we just will not incur the sin, so we will be free from sinful reactions. But that doesn't guarantee that our exit from this material entanglement, this material world. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't want that as well. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rejected that, even though this is our duty, whatever do, what does Krishna told to Arjuna, whatever the etkaroshi adasnasi echigos dadasi says tapasyasi kaundeya tat kurisham adarpadam. Whatever you do, whatever activities, that are all as an offering to me. That still we have to do, but that doesn't mean that that's the only thing that we have to do. We have to understand deeply what we're supposed to do in this human form of life. Okay. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then rejected that proposal as well. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed and mentioned to Ramananda Rai that, okay, can you state more? Can you have something higher than this? So who would like to read that paragraph? Go ahead. Hare Krishna. Yeah, go ahead, Madhuj.
After having his suggestions rejected twice, Ramananda proposed that one should forsake his occupational activities all altogether and by such detachment rise to the transcendental plane. In other words, he recommended complete renunciation of worldly life. To support this proposal, he cited evidences from Srimad Bhagavatam 11.11.32, wherein the Lord says, in the scripture, I have described the ritualistic principles and the way one can become situated in devotional service by giving them up. That is the highest perfection of religion. Ramananda also quoted Lord Krishna's similar statement in the Bhagavad Gita 18.66. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam saranam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma suchah. Prabhuji, should I stop here or continue?
Yeah, give up, read that as well.
Okay.
Meaning.
Give up all kinds of religiousness and just surrender unto me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I shall protect you from all sinful reaction, and you will have nothing to be aggrieved over.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Yes. So then Ramananda Rai then further explained that what is better, what is the good for the people. So Ramananda Rai was proposing that one should forsake all his occupational activities altogether. That means renounce and then surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, everything. So, Ramananda Rai is mentioning that, Sarvadharman Parityaja Mami, that's Krishna's verse to Arjuna. O Arjuna, so you have to surrender everything unto me, so that I will take care of you. You will be relieved from all your sinful reactions, and I will take care of you. This is the promise. So this is the way that Bhagavad Gita is concluding Krishna to Arjuna. That's why then we say that Bhagavad Gita is the fundamental basis of the devotional service. It gives us the philosophy. But Bhagavad Gita, then we know that, then Srimad Bhagavatam manifested how to execute that. So when we say that surrender unto Krishna, but we don't know how to surrender, that's big problem. So Krishna told to Arjuna, surrender unto me. Krishna understood, Arjuna followed the words of Krishna and followed exactly what Krishna was revealed to Arjuna. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is revealing and mentioning about the pure devotional platform, right? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was not happy with that okay, one should just surrender. But unless and until we know how to surrender, then that surrender will not create much, give us much results, right? So this way, that's why, we know that Bhagavad Gita is the fundamental or basics of this transcendental knowledge. So it's very important that, we also understand deeply that the essence of Bhagavad Gita, essence of Bhagavatam, and also Chaitanya Charitamrita. So we can see that what is Chaitanya Charitamrita? Chaitanya Charitamrita is nothing but which reveals the ultimate goal, that is the love of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted more and more come to that the proper understanding, come to that the clear understanding of what a person is supposed to do in the human form of life. So when Ramananda Rai revealed this, okay, one can offer all the results of his activities, and finally one can surrender unto the Krishna. That will give the person a perfectional stage. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rejected this proposal also. So who is able to read that, the next paragraph?
Hare Krishna, Prabhupada.
Please go ahead.
Lord Chaitanya also rejected this third proposal from Ramananda Raya, for he wanted to demonstrate that renunciation in itself is not sufficient. There must be positive engagement. Without positive engagement, the highest perfectional stage cannot be attained. Generally, there are two kinds of philosophers in the renounced order of life. The goal of one is nirvana, and the goal of the other is the impersonal Brahman effulgence. Such philosophers cannot imagine that they can reach beyond nirvana and the Brahman effulgence in the Vaikuntha planets of the spiritual sky. Because in simple renunciation, there is no conception of spiritual planet and spiritual activities. Lord Chaitanya rejected this third proposal.
Great.
Ramana.
Yeah, that's let's discuss a little more. So the Ramananda Rai will propose that okay, one can renounce, surrender. I mean, general understanding, surrender under Krishna means renounce everything. Go to forest, just meditate, sit there, and always meditate. And there are so many other understanding as well. The renounce means okay, I don't need to do anything further. So these are all in the very, in the preliminary stage of the devotion. So in the very basic, and then they are not understanding what is further to it. So when they renounce completely, then they don't know what to do. So they just sit somewhere, or just the stage of nirvana. That Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also mentioning that the nirvana stage, they come to the nirvana stage means that there is nothing else to do. Nirvana, right? They just merge into the voidness, nirvana. Then another is actually called one can merge into the Brahman effulgence, because of they think that okay, just nothing else to do. So there are two kinds of that. Those who are in the renounced order of life or the sannyasa take that the nirvana stage, or that the impersonalists or the Brahmavadis, they merge into the Brahman effulgence. But that is they lose their identity. When they lose their identity, then what happens? It's a dangerous situation. Then they cannot get the loving devotional service under the Supreme. They are not able to serve the Supreme. So this is Ramananda Rai is further quoting that Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma na chojadi na kamshadi samaga sarva bhudeshu mad bhakti labade para. So the in order to when it comes to that renounced order, then that devotee come to the stage of Brahma Bhuta stage. Brahma Bhuta stage means he's in a very liberated stage, in the sense that he doesn't have any other na shojati na kamshati. He does not have any hankering. He does not have any kind of lamentation. He sees everything equally, and samaha sarva bhudeshu and mad bhakti labadevara. So this is a very preliminary stage. So we know that Madhavendra Puri was on the last stage of, he was about to depart from this world. So Madhavendra Puri was completely, his consciousness and dedicated his entire body, everything is now completely with the Supreme Lord. So this is the time Ramachandra Puri, who was the god brother of Madhavendra Puri, came there. And then Ramachandra Puri just quoted these words, Brahma Bhuta Prasannatmana Chaujadina Kamshati. Madhavendra Puri replied to that, how can you chant this Brahma Buddha Prasannatmana Chojadi? This is basically is one who has actually come to that Brahma Buddha plane, or the Brahman realization, Brahma Buddha's realization. Just by hearing this, I lost my entire existence. I lost my birth. You should not chant this. You go away. And oh my God, he was closing his ears, and then telling this to Ramachandra Puri. So the devotee, the pure devotee, he can understand that the stage of devotion, loving devotion to the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the highest of all. And then they will not come down. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard this, statement of renouncing and come to the Nirvana and Brahma effulgences and Brahma Bhuta state of that, come to that the effulgence of the Lord and merge with the Supreme Lord. All these are actually just the preliminary or the beginning of the devotion. It doesn't help much a person to go back to the Vaikunta, because of the effulgence of the Lord is actually that what we can say that is a boundary. When it's the outer boundary of the Vaikunta planets, it's that effulgence which comes. And Hiranmayena Patrena, that means the effulgence that the Brahmavadis, that they close their eyes, they cannot see further because of they are just up to that. They cannot further go down or go deep into this and to come to that the real engagement or activities. They're not engaging in the personally, but they don't have any relationship with the Supreme Lord, so they cannot enter into the spiritual abode Vaikuntha planets. So then what happens? They just merge either with the void or with the Brahma effulgences and things like that, or Brahma Buddha Prasannatma stage. This is also a stage. It's a good stage rather than the impersonalist or the nirvana, but it is not the ideal. The Brahma Buddha stage is also not an ideal, because of there is no personal engagement with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this is again Ramananda Rai was further mentioning this to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also rejecting this. Then who is going to read the next one? Ramananda Raya, then. Yeah, go ahead. Who is going to read? Go ahead, dear devotees. Devotees is just a reading. I believe that everybody can read a little bit. So it's nice to.
Hare
But-
Krishna, Babuji.
Yes, Hare Krishna. Please go ahead.
Where should I start?
Yeah, you can start when by cultivation.
Okay. When by cultivation of knowledge a person realizes himself to be non-different from the supreme absolute truth, he becomes joyful and is freed from all kinds of lamentation and material desires. At that time, he perfects his Brahman realization by seeing everyone on the same spiritual level. Such Brahman realization can elevate one to the transcendental stage of devotional service. Ramananda Raya first suggested devotional service with renunciation of the fruits of one's work. But here he suggests that devotional service with full knowledge and spiritual realization is superior.
Right. So here Ramananda Raya, when he suggested Brahma Bhuta Prasanna Atma Yasojadi, and it contains some kinds of transcendental knowledge and also some degree of devotional service, because of he sees everybody equally, and he also come to that stage of some understanding of devotional service. That means to execute to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Mad Bhakti Labhade Param. That means such devotees can get that the glimpses of that devotion, little bit of devotion he can develop. But again, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rejected that proposal as well, because of there are more to it, right? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then reject. You can read the next paragraph. Please go ahead, dear. Who is
Hare Krishna
I
Babu.
should go for some nice appetizers.
Not Dandavat Pranav
Pixie,
Prabhu.
Dandavat,
you
please.
want?
Lord Chaitanya, however,
Oh,
also
that's why she's watching.
because simply by renouncing material results in Brahman realization, one does not realize the spiritual world. So,
Ah,
world and spiritual activities. Again, I'm reading, Prabhu. Sorry, Prabhu.
Yes,
Lord,
please.
Lord Chaitanya, however, also rejected this proposal because simply by renouncing material results in Brahman realization, one does not realize the spiritual world and spiritual activities. Although there is no material contamination when one attains the stage of Brahman realization. In that stage, one is still not perfectly pure because there is no positive engagement in spiritual activity because it is still on the mental plane. It is external. The pure living entity is not liberated unless he is completely engaged in spiritual activity. As long as one is absorbed in impersonal thoughts or in thoughts of the void, one's entrance into the one's entrance into an eternal bliss life of knowledge is not complete. When spiritual knowledge is not complete, one will be hindered in his attempt to cleanse the mind of all material variegatedness. Thus, impersonalists are frustrated in their attempts to make the mind void by artificial meditation. It is very difficult to void the mind of all material conception. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is stated that those who indulge in such impersonal meditation find it very difficult spiritual advancement. In addition, whatever state they do attain is not complete liberation. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya rejected it.
Yes, very, very
Haribol.
powerful. Thank you,
Dandavat.
Prabhu. Very, very wonderful that we can understand that why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is rejecting all these kinds of various other, the schools of, bhakti or the schools of we so-called devotion, right? So Brahman realization, Brahma Bhuta Prasanna, or Brahman realization is not ultimate. So even though we have Paramatma realization, Brahman realization, it will not give you that entrance to the Vaikuntha or the spiritual abode. We cannot directly engage in the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. and this kinds of knowledge is also not complete. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's intention is that we should understand that the pure and the perfect absolute knowledge, right? So in these stages, if we, even if that, we see everybody equally, we have a little bit of knowledge, transcendental knowledge, but that is not also the ultimate of all. Okay, so we know that we are slowly entering into that. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to hear this from the Ramananda Rai about that the ultimate aim, that is pure devotional service, or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to bring to that point of Prema Pumarto Mahan, the loving devotional service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the foremost and the supreme. Okay, this Lord Himself is revealing. So, dear devotees, it's wonderful. So, there are many places, even especially Rupa Goswami is mentioning into the nectar of devotion. The nectar of devotion, Rupa Goswami quoting, there are 6 benefits of devotional service. There are, anybody remembers the 6 benefits of devotional service? Can say at least one by one. There are 6 benefits of devotional service. Anybody remembers? Nobody? We heard this many times. Okay. So first one is Kleshagni. This is the benefits of devotional service. Kleshagni means free from all the material suffering. Kleshagni. We know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentioned this point into the first 2 verses of Shastakam. Chedo Darpana Marjanam Bhava Davakni Nirvapanam. Davakni means the forest fire. So Klesha Agni, the misery, the Agni, the fire of suffering, fire of miseries in this world. So Klesha Agni, that means one can eradicate this material suffering by the loving devotional service. Anybody remember the next one, the benefit of devotional service? Okay.
Auspiciousness.
Auspicious. Subhada. Okay. Subhada. Subha. Subhada means all auspiciousness. So, as is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vidharanam. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that this Davakni Nirvapanam Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vidharanam Vidya Vadu Jivanam. So that means it's very soothing. It gives that all the soothing effects in our life, and it's eradicate. It gives us auspiciousness, sukhatha, auspiciousness. So it's bring auspiciousness now because of dear devotees, as we always, we reveal this one, and Sri Rupa Goswami also mentioned that the root cause of our suffering. Anybody knows what is the root cause of our suffering?
Ignorance.
Ignorance. So what is the ignorance is the root cause of our suffering. So why the ignorance happening? Why the root cause of ignorance also? What is the cause of ignorance? What is the cause of ignorance? Anybody?
Hare Krishna Babu,
Desire.
Dandavat. So go ahead, Mataji.
Desire.
Okay, that's fine. That can come. But the ignorance or the stage of ignorance is how we can say that the ignorance, an ignorant person. What is his symptom actually? What is nature? An ignorant person. He is not enlightened. He is not knowledgeable. But what makes him not knowledgeable? Forgetfulness. Okay. The cause of ignorance, we can say, is forgetfulness. Okay. So that's why Krishna says that I am seated in everyone's heart. Sarvasya chaha vridhisannivishto madhaka smurdar jnana abhogaramcha. From me come remembrance, forgetfulness, and knowledge. Right? From me he comes. So forgetfulness is the cause of our ignorance. And because of certain times, we forget, we don't know, it is not there in our consciousness. So it's not there. So we forget it. So because of it's not there, then we act as ignorant. So we execute, and sometimes we don't know, right? So now the question comes. So what causes the ignorance? What causes the ignorance? Or what causes the forgetfulness? What causes the forgetfulness? Anybody?
Yes, Babu, Dandavat Pranam. As per
Yes.
my understanding, that we want to enjoy separately from Krishna.
Exactly. You're right. You're 100% right. Okay. So sense gratification. Okay, when we are trying to do the sense enjoyment, that means if we are putting all our efforts to enjoy our senses, so then there is no need of anything else. Okay, so this is the root cause of our forgetfulness. When we try to enjoy separate from the Lord or try to satisfy our senses, we forget. We tend to forget. We are not come to the enlightenment, because of now we are into the ignorant stage. That's why mode of ignorant, right? The mode of ignorance is actually one who is actually more into the sense enjoyment. He is basically the ignorance, or ignorant is actually bound by it. He cannot remember because of his senses are dull now. His intelligence, his mind, memory, all is dull now. And when it is dull, he can't think anything else, just enjoyment, right? As we know that this, if you take, most of the animals, even the humans, most of the humans, those who are 8.4 million species of life, 400,000 is human. But out of that 400,000, only handful, only few is actually, they are elevated. They come to that the right understanding in their right knowledgeable or remembrance, the state of remembrance of that original, the Supreme Lord. Otherwise, there are ignorance. When they are ignorance, because they think that everything is for my enjoyment. So they put all their efforts, their senses, body, mind, everything to enjoy the senses. So this is what is exactly happening in the animal species of life, animal kingdom. What is there? Eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. All this for one thing. Enjoy their either belly, either genitals, or body, sleeping, mating, and all these things. What is core is there is actually nothing but an enjoyment, right? The moment they hungry, they try to go and they try to eat and enjoy with their, all the other clans, all their she or, male and female, all these kinds. So they try to enjoy in such a way that, so this is animalistic. This is animal. So they don't have much knowledge. So knowledge, that means that is forgetful. And there is no remembrance. There is no, they are all is actually ignorant. So they are all fall into the ignorant species of life. So humans are also those who are, engrossed sense enjoyers are actually comes under this, the ignorant or forgetful category. So that's why it's always that we should always check our senses, how to enjoy our senses. As Krishna says that in the Bhagavad Gita, Dhayedo Vishayan Pumsa, Sangaste Shubhajayade, Sanga Sangayade Kama, Kama Krodha Vijayade. While contemplating the object of senses, a person develops. Right? See that. So what causes then again the sense enjoyment? What causes it's what is comes from? Is from the desire, right? That's where this comes from. This comes from the desire to enjoy. So when we are desiring, okay, I need to enjoy, and where that comes from, the desire, is come from the false ego, ahangar. I am the Supreme Lord. So all these are connected. While contemplating the object of senses, person develop attachment. So from the desires, that attachment develops. From that attachment, that there is our body, mind, everything functions. Then memory is bewildered. While contemplating the object of senses, person develop attachment. From the attachment, lust arises. From the lust, anger arises. From the anger, delusion of memory. See that? Where is all connected? So forgetfulness. When the memory is delusion, intelligence is lost. When the intelligence is lost, person again fall down into this pool of material world. So dear devotees, we are here just because of this, because we are not understanding, because of our complete gross, the enjoyment, sense enjoyment. So always try to understand. So check on that. So whether we want to be in a remembrance stage or forgetfulness stage. So if you are in the forgetfulness stage or completely forgetting everything, and we can easily fall down into this or the animal species of life. So the Subhada or Kleshagni and Subhada, which gives all auspiciousness. That means it gives us that our original nature of that. It gives us the remembrance. It gives that what is our eternal relationship with the Supreme. This is brings the auspiciousness, Sukhata, in our life. Okay. So this is the second benefit of devotional service. Anybody remembers what is the third benefit of devotional service?
Vitalta or Shanti or peacefulness, and then Anand.
That's all the Subhada. That's all part of the Subhada, all auspiciousness. So there are 6 benefits. This is actually
Amruta
Hmm?
Amruta Ashwadan.
No, that's in the Amrita Swadanam. That's chanting the holy name. Yes, we can relish the nectar of all those. That's the final stage of it. Anybody remembers the
Rati.
third one? Hmm?
Rati, attraction.
Attraction. Yes, that's also there. That's fine. Okay. The third one is moksha lakuta krita. Moksha lakuta krita means then one can easily attain liberation. Moksha lakuta. That means laku means it's minimized. That means, or guru means it's very grave. But moksha lakuta means that one can easily attain liberation by loving devotional service. Moksha lakuta. Okay? Then there is also benefit. Fourth one. Anybody remembers the fourth one?
Transcendental.
Yeah. I mean, in according to yes, it's all meaningful, all correct. But in Rupa Goswami's terms, which is also mentioned that Sudurlabha. Anybody remember what is Sudurlabha? Anybody remembers what is
Very
Sudurlabha?
difficult.
Rare.
It's very difficult to attain.
Yes. No, not yes, rarely achieved. Durlabha means Sudurlabha means very rarely achieved. That means devotional service can achieve that just by engaging in the loving devotional service. One can, this is devotional service very rarely achieved, but the benefit of engaging into the service of the Lord, one can attain this devotion. Dear devotees, is mentioned there, right? Chaitanya Charitamrita, Brahmanda Brahmite Kon Bhagyavan Jeev, Guru Krishna Prasade Bhaya Bhakti Lada Beach. In this whole Brahmanda, the planet of this universe, this entire universe, who is more Bhagyavan, more lucky or fortunate than this person as one could develop this Bhakti Lada Beach. So when one has this loving devotion, love, the devotional service to the Supreme, then he is, this is very, very rarely achieved, rarely get that. So when we engage in the service of the Lord, dear devotees, one can achieve this loving devotional service that's called rarely achieved or called Sudurlabha. Then there is a fifth, benefit of devotional service. Anybody remembers?
Is it ecstasy?
Ecstasy, yes. Yes.
Going to the Goloka.
Yes. All these are correct. But in Srila Rupa Goswami's terms, it's called Sandhrananda Visheshatma. That is, what is that Sandhrananda? Ananda is there. Yes, that's the eternal, the spiritual nature or spirit soul's nature is such Chit Ananda. That means eternity, full of bliss and knowledge. Ananda is there. But when one comes to this devotional service, loving devotional service, one can reach to the Sandra Ananda, that means condensed bliss. Nobody else. This is not that happy or pleasure or enjoyment, whatever we say in this material world is nothing to do with that. This is goes beyond and it comes to that stage of condensed bliss or Sandra Ananda Vishesha. So one can, we know that, when we went to Sadhu Sangha and it's so wonderful, so nice to be with the sadhus and engage that wonderful kirtan, and it's a different realm that one can enter into it. It's a bliss. It's a condensed bliss whenever devotees are together. So it's very rare that such situations. So one who engages their devotees sincerely and purely, then he can come to that stage of very condensed blissful stage, very condensed blissful stage. And as we know that there is initial Kleshakni and Subhada, which can attain in the sadhana bhakti. Okay, in the sadhana bhakti, that means when you practice the devotion, one can come to that stage of then relieved from the kleshakni or from the fire of all the miseries. Then he can come to the stage of subhada, that means auspiciousness. Then when he comes to the bhava, the stage of bhava, then he can attain this, this beautiful, this moksha and attain the liberation. Even at the last stage of sadhana, one can attain the liberation. And then he can attain that, he can engage in the loving devotional service. Then when he comes to that, the prema, that's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is wanted to come, take out from Ramananda Rai, bring to that point. That when one comes to that stage of pure devotion, loving devotion, that's prema bhakti, one comes to that stage of even the last stage of Bhav Bhakti, one comes to that stage of Sandrananda, condensed to bliss, blissful stage. Then he can come to that the stage of then Sri Krishna Akarshani. This is the dear devotees. This is the most important. The Krishna himself, attract to that such devotee. Krishna sell himself to that devotee. Krishna comes and seated in his that devotee. Krishna would take care of all that devotee. I mean, yesterday when we were listening, hearing this beautiful, that one devotee who became so sick, and he was actually even passing the urine and stool, and he was pure devotee of the Lord, and he was just when Krishna himself was a cowherd boy and started to clean that the body of that that devotee. So the devotees, this is Krishna, Sri Krishna Agarshani. So this devotional service can attract even Krishna. So these are the six benefits that devotional service. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is revealing and bring to that point of what exactly the pure devotional service, and then we can see this further and next chapter as well in this the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Rai's discussion, which brings us to that what is the ultimate, what is the absolute knowledge, what is the transcendental knowledge, what the pure knowledge that we should all understand. So in the point in the last, it's mentioned that when we engage all our senses in the loving devotional service, right, instead of wasting all this sense enjoyment, rather we engage all our senses in the service of the Lord, then Lord is completely placed, Lord is completely shower the mercy upon such devotees. We know that the story of Ambarish Maharaj. Ambarish Maharaj was utilizing all his senses, his eyes to see the Lord, hands to clean the temple, and legs to walk to the temple, and the body to engage in the service of the Lord. Everything, each and every limb of the body is utilized for the service of the Lord. Then we know that the story of Durvasa Muni came. Durvasa Muni was angry with Ambarish Maharaj because of he just broke that, just took little drop of water just in order to break the fast. But Durvasa Muni couldn't tolerate and control his anger. He was about to kill Ambarish Maharaj, but immediately the Supreme Lord released the Sudarshana Chakra. Now Durvasa Muni doesn't have a place to go to take a shelter, was running all over the universes, but the Sudarshana Chakra was following. Finally came back to the Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Lord. Lord said that I can't do even anything when I am under the control of my devotee. So Vasamuni had to come back to Ambarish Maharaj and beg for forgiveness. This is the time then devotees are paradukha dukhi, and Ambarish Maharaj just forgiven the Durvasa Muni, and Durvasa Muni made a statement. So there is nothing greater in this world than a devotee. A devotee's darshan. Even one who is able to get an opportunity to serve a devotee, that his life is perfect, that life is successful and blissful, and there is nothing better than that in this world. So, dear devotees, this is the statement, this is what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to bring to that point, and that we will see in the following classes. And thank you so much for being here today and discussing this wonderful topic. And there are so much to discuss, and says each and every word of Ramananda Rai and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is, asking more and more and more. And I remember a few of things. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Ramananda Rai, who is the most famous person in this world? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Ramananda Rai. Ramananda Rai reply was, a devotee is the most famous, because of there is nobody else can be more famous than a devotee, because of he acquires all the wonderful qualities. Nobody else can do that. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked, who is the most fortunate? What is the most wealthy? What is the wealth in this world? So one who acquires this devotion is the wealthy person in this world. So similarly, Ramananda Rai giving all this, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was, we will see that later, was hearing this. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so happy. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was smiling and happy, and we can see from his face. So understanding this wonderful, 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 the transcendental understanding, dear devotees, that's where we all, that's what is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to reveal to us, to all the humanity, that what is the ultimate goal. ultimate goal is Prema Pumartu Mahan, engaging in the loving devotional service unto that Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that engage, that's the word is engage in the loving devotional service in whichever way. That's very important. That so many wonderful services we have. Gadadayatra is coming, and so many Gundija Marjan is coming. So many wonderful activities, dear devotees. With this, our engage, when we our engage our body and senses, mind in the service of the Lord, that is the perfection of everything. The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to reveal this. So we'll see that in later classes. So with this note, I would end here. Thank you so much for being there and listening this wonderful discussion. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Are there any comments, any reflections you would like to add? Any questions anybody like to ask? Any other thoughts? Please go ahead.
Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji, it was a nice class, and I am very, very anxious to know how did he please the Ramanand Rai. I'm anxious to know. I can't wait. I have to read it tonight.
Yes. That's good. That's good to know, Mother. It's a very beautiful section. If you go in Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is a section in Madhya Leela. We can see that the discussion between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramanand Rai is very detailed, and things few chapters just for this. It's very wonderful section, and it reveals that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We can see that what that we need to understand from all this. So that's what it is basically. The mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is that bring everybody to that stage of pure devotion.
Yep, it increases my curiosity, so that is good.
Yes.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Anybody else? Any other thoughts? Any other comments? Anything you would like to add? Let's go ahead. No comments? No reflections? Can have some discussion also. Anybody would like? Go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam. All worship.
Prabhuji, very nice class. Very nice to hear about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and how, like, related to devotion, devotees, how to realize about that, like the role of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or like the appearance of Lord the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how affecting the devotees and how helping with the realizations and many other things. And when you ask the questions about the 6 benefits of, I forgot, I'm mixing the terms, devotion. Yes. And some terms, like, still the struggle is with the language. Like, even if we remember this, as you mentioned, forgetfulness, or like we get busy in our daily life and then we forget those exact terms, unless we read daily, if we stay in touch with the books and we read.
Yeah. The key of many times we can also realize that we can also experience that less we are free from all this material sensual enjoyment, more our thoughts, our memory, our more clarity in everything, more understanding, more clear in our thoughts and the mind. But the moment we so much of engagement in our is so much eagerness to enjoy our senses. Okay, let us go here and watch this movie, let's go here and eat, let's go here and watch this sports, let us put ourselves in the so much of one way or other. All what we are trying to do is nothing but just to try to satisfy our senses, nothing else. So
So,
it's
Prabhuji, good part these days, no good movies are coming anymore. Those days are gone when there were good movies, or maybe we were in that age. But these days, I don't see any good movie coming, neither Bollywood nor Hollywood. But the good part is these classes and how we are staying in touch with the devotion or with the association or via the temple services. This is good.
yeah, that's
So
what it
hope
is. Yeah,
yes, hopefully in future, I don't think good movies will be coming anymore.
yeah.
And I hope coming generations they will be more connected to such associations and with the devotion.
Yeah, the degree of our sensual enjoyment is the key, or is that the problem or the causes of our forgetfulness? That we simply then we go away from our original identity, or proper remembrance or knowledge, it all go away. But when we are free from it, try to check that, okay, if I do something, okay, do I really want to watch this? Or we spend a lot of time, okay, cricket, or sports, or okay, somebody's, all these are,
Yes.
yes, it takes us to that level of ignorance. It brings to that level of ignorance, then we cannot even remember what exactly what the purpose. That's why many times that my Guru Maharaj always says this one: the activities which we do on our daytime, it affects our devotion and our chanting of the holy name. So it's very important that what activities we engage in the daytime. So instead of more connecting our senses to all this sensual enjoyment, rather that same senses, like listening Bhagavad Gita, reading, and seeing the beautiful picture of the Supreme Lord, deity of the Supreme Lord, engaging, using our hands to engage in the service one way or other, or in using our intelligence, using our mind, all this we can. So this way we are coming to our original consciousness or pure consciousness. Otherwise, what is happening? We are remembering, forgetting everything. So when we have such kinds of nature and attitude, then what happens? Krishna says that over, yeah, you be in the ignorant mode. So that means those who are in the mode of ignorance is generally mostly in the tamasic, or the animals and reptiles, all these various kinds of species, generally in this ignorance mode of, and humans are mostly on the passion, and then the higher, that the devadas are all in the mode of the goodness or things like that. But the devotees surpass all this. Devotee transcend all these modes, right? They surpass, they transcend all these modes. They come to that devotion. One who is in devotion means he's not in any of the modes or any of this goodness or passion or ignorance. He's very pure. He surpassed all these various modes. He comes to that pure transcendental state, or very, it's called Niruddha stage. Means he's overcame that the clutches or the Michelin entanglement. He just overcame. Now, he is purely situated in devotion, and he can remember everything. He has a knowledge. He can, worship the Supreme Lord. He can, really attract Krishna. He can even, there's just so many wonderful devotees. They have, Krishna personally, there with them. I remember in Kerala, there was a devotee called Pondanam. Udanam became very old, and but he every month he has almost like he has to walk almost like 300-400 kilometers or something to come to the Guruvayur temple. And but he was coming very frequently, but he became very old now. He cannot come to the temple, but still he has such a devotion for the Lord, and he couldn't sit at home simply without seeing the Lord. See that his consciousness is fully for the Lord. He started to walk very slowly, and he's an old person now, and very yeah, not 90 kilometers he has to walk. And then he came, and there is a jungle, and the places there is nowhere, nobody. And this Pundana had like little things in his hand, maybe Bhagavatam, maybe something, but some dacoits, some kinds of robbers, they saw that this Pundanam is coming, and they were very eager and to at least to attack someone and get your grab, whatever they have. And they were actually looking what is this Pundanam is coming and what is he doing. He was slowly coming, and this is the time they were started to approach. All on a sudden, all on a sudden, there was one soldier. He didn't know that from where he came from. All on a sudden, one soldier came on the horseback, and he came and then came to said that I am the soldier of the Naduwari, the landlord here. And then you're alone. I saw that you're alone. I will help you to cross this place. So then he was, Pundanam was very much, relieved from that situation. And then finally, then just because of this soldier was helping Pundanam, Pundanam had a ring on in his finger. He gave the ring to that soldier, that servant. So then Pundanam came to the temple, and then he started to, the altar is open, and then he was just telling the story. He was remembering that story, how this, this soldier came and helped. This is the time, Lord, the Guruvayurappa, the Supreme Lord, the Pujari saw that there is a ring on the finger of Krishna, the deity of Krishna. So he was trying to remove it, and then it was not removing like that. So when Pundanam came and the Pujari told this to the Pundanam, the Lord has a ring today. So Pundanam was very curious to see what ring. So Pundanam saw that the ring which was exactly gave Pundanam to that soldier, that is on the fingers of Krishna and the deity in the Krishna in the temple right there. Pundanam was, opened his eyes and cried like anything. And oh Krishna, you came to rescue me, and you personally came to rescue me. Otherwise, I would have been died now. So you are so merciful. You are very Bhakta Valsala. So this was happened. This was there in the Guruvayur temple. So this all are amazing, that how Krishna attracts, how Krishna comes to the devotee's life, and when there is needed. So there are so many examples like that.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Prabhuji. Yes, you always share very nice examples. Like you put the listeners deep into the devotion like this just by listening. It's very nice.
Yeah, it's
So,
so wonderful.
so now I started worrying about my future when I grow old, and if it's driving going to be hard, I need to buy a house near temple.
Yeah, it's a good thought. Good thought, mother.
Right? We
Yes,
need to retire near temple so that we can just walk to the temple.
yes, that's what it is. So we should, just how long we would need to work, and just have some money that you can take care of your body and the soul together. Plus, just dedicate yourself, come to Mangalarati, chant the holy name, and associate with the devotees. Take care of Tulasi and other things and services. Serve the Lord. You know that there is a devotee in Russia, in Azerbaijan. And there's a time is running. I will tell the next time that the story. But
No, yes, Prabhuji, now quickly.
that devotee is a Russian devotee. That devotee was very much, she was living alone. And she was just doing something, and then, but very much, she was a Russian. And she saw one day a doll of Krishna, a little baby Krishna's doll. But she was attracted to very much to that doll. She started to worship that doll, worship that deity that's told us as Krishna. So here, her devotion is very much. And then what she did, she just sold everything, and then she came to gave that all wealth to the temple, and told that, give me a place to stay here, I will give everything. And devotees, the temple authorities agreed, and they gave a place to this Madaji. I forgot the name, Christian name. And Madaji was there and taking care of the Tulasi. At the same time, in her room, she was worshipping this little dog of Krishna. As this is Krishna. So sometimes when devotees passes, they could hear that this Mataji is talking to someone. So then when they see her and they ask, whom you were talking, and they said, I was talking with my Lalla, my Krishna, like that. Krishna told me like this to do. Krishna told me like this to. Krishna mentioned to me, said to me that like this. Krishna mentioned to me like this, do this, do this. So she was now in deep devotion with this. So one day she saw a dream that there is a place in Simhachalam, right? In Simhachalam in Andhra Pradesh, there is a temple of Lord Narasimhadev that nobody is there to take care. So as if that this devotee was having this dream, is a very old lady actually also, and she was seeing this dream that Lord Narasimhadev came and appeared before her dream and come to this place and take care of me. And as if that she told the devotees that as if the Lord is coming and telling me. And then she was insisting that I need to go. I need to go. I think it was Indradumna Maharaj was the Guru Maharaj, and they told to Maharaj, and then they didn't take much serious about when Mataji told this one. Oh, it's just like a dream. Yeah. But Mataji was very much insisting, and nobody knows that where is this place even. So they contacted somebody in Vrindavan, and this is what it is. Then they came to know that this is a place called Simhachalam in Andhra Pradesh, and this temple is almost 6 miles, deep in the jungle, and you have to climb a lot of hills and all, go up there, and the worship is not even there. And once in a 6 months or something, pujari just go there and worship. This Mataji was insisting, and somehow they helped. They came to Vrindavan, and with another devotees came to this pujari who was staying in the downhill of 6-7 miles away. And this Mataji came there and then told everything. I'm from foreign countries, and I have this dream. I need to see the Lord. So finally, this pujari agreed. The son of this pujari took this Mataji to the Lord Narasimhadev temple. As soon as Mataji went there, Mataji said, I am going to stay here, and I am going to take care of deities. So then this Mataji started to stay there, and they put a tent or something like that and started to stay there, bringing the water every day. And this Mataji was started to do the Abhishek, Simhachalam. That is what the Narasimhadev, originally, manifested. And then Mataji was started to worship Narasimhadev like that, worship, bringing the, every day and bringing the, water and Abhishek and taking care of the Lord so nicely. And then
Nice. Mhm.
devotees then started to hear that this one lady and Mataji came from the foreign land taking, so the people started to come. Even the governor of Andhra Pradesh came there and then appreciated. It became big news in the newspaper and all. So then the point is this one, and there were many situations that Mataji was telling that from the temple itself that she could hear the noises and the sound, sometimes roaring sound of the Narasimhadev, sometimes the laughing sound, sometimes many times. Finally, Madaji was became very old, and some days the devotees couldn't see this Madaji. And when they went to the temple, what this Madaji? Madaji was embracing the Narasimhadev and then left the body. So
Oh.
this is
Mm.
this is the various examples, so very wonderful.
Yes.
So
Thank,
yeah,
thank
so
you,
at least
Prabhuji.
rather than
Mhm.
so much putting ourselves in this world, rather come to the abode of the Lord and close to the temple and engage service and chant and worship Tulasi and engage with the devotees. And what else is we needed? Just engage, just absorbs in the service of the Lord. Nothing else. What else will make you? Nothing. Is just a temporary happiness or flickering happiness that we get. It doesn't help even at the. It's all just the waste of just a big zero, right? But the moments that we have that loving devotion to the Supreme, the devotees, that itself is good enough that we can progress or cross over this material ocean.
Sure, Prabhuji. Yes, very nice. Hare
Thank you.
Krishna. Mm.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's getting late. Anybody else? You would like to add anything? Okay, so let's conclude then today's class. Thank you so much. Vancha kalpatarupasya kripa sindubhyeva cha padidana pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Vaishnavvrinda ki jai. Adaraj Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananda Gaudiya Vaishnavvrinda ki jai. Gaura Premanande Hari Hari. Thank you. Thank you all. Let's conclude.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.